What's up guys, it's Marvel. Today I wanted to make a video for you on what are the statistically best weapons you can be using right now in Warzone 2. Now we just gotta look at the new Rebirth style resurgence map, ASHIKA Island. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, but I wanted to give you the best loadouts for these guns so that you can drop into the new map at full force. And please let me know what your favorite loadout is down in the comments below. With that in mind, let's jump into the best weapons list here. Keeping in mind that I've backed these up by actual statistics from sim.gg, but I always recommend use what's most comfortable to you and your play style. For the first long range weapon, we've got the RPK, which is surprisingly actually not the statistically best time to kill weapon in the game. The RPK around 50 meters has about a 700 millisecond TTK, which is honestly, as you can see here, is pretty mid. But you're gonna go with the ZR Talon 5 muzzle. We're gonna tune that to a +1.3 on the recoil smoothness and a +5.5 on bullet velocity. Then we're gonna go with the TAC 5.96 barrel here. You're gonna tune that to a +2.7 on recoil steadiness and a +2.6 for damage range. And then we're actually running the lock grip precision 40 on almost all of these long range weapons. It really gives you the least amount of visual recoil. And we're gonna tune that to a +0.80 on hip fire recoil control and a +0.19 on hip recoil accuracy. And then we're gonna go with the high velocity ammo here and tune that to a +3.8 on damage range and a max out the bullet velocity here. It's an absolute banger. And then I like the aim OP V4 here. I tune this, I don't touch the left side. You can tune it to an aim down sight speed if you want to, but I don't like to touch it. And then I like to put mine, I like to max out mine on far, which is a -1.65 here. For our next long range weapon, we're gonna go with the Seiken, and the Seiken actually has a 644 millisecond response time at about 50 meters, and which is quite a bit better than the RPK, and honestly it really slaps. So we're gonna go with the Kastovia DX90 muzzle here and then tune it to a +108 on the recoil smoothness and a +1, just max out the bullet velocity there. And then we're gonna go with the 20-inch barrel here with the +3.4 recoil steadiness and a +3 on the damage range. And then we like the lock grip precision like I talked about, going with the +3.4 hip recoil control and a -0.15 on aim down sight speed. High velocity ammo 100%, +3.2 on the damage range and a +2.9 on bullet velocity. And then the aim OP V4 sight, it's a -0.58 on the aim down sight speed and a -1.65 on the far, just max out the far. Gives you less visual recoil in my opinion. For our third long range build, we're going to go with the Wrap H LMG. It's actually a little bit slower than the Seiken, but it's still faster than the RPK as far as time to kill is concerned. And it's about a 675 millisecond, as you can see here. We're going to go with the Kastovia DX90 muzzle. We're going to tune that to a -0.6 on the aim down sight speed and a +6.8 on the bullet velocity. And then we go with the lock grip precision 40. We're not going to touch this left side, and we're going to go with a -0.25 on the aim down sight speed. And then I like the high velocity, of course. We're going to go +2.9 on the damage range and then a +6.1 on the bullet velocity. And then I like the Lockman TCG 10 rear grip here. We're going to +6.5 on the recoil steadiness and a +3.2 on the aiming idle stability. Now I like the aim OP V4 on pretty much everything right now. Really nice sight. I'm going with a -1.45 on the aim down sight speed and max out the far right here. Continuing with our fourth long range meta build here, we're going to go with the 7.62, the kastov 7.62. Now the kastov 7.62 at about 50 meters actually matches the RPK. Honestly, I would run this over the RPK strictly because of the movement speed. So you're dealing with an assault rifle movement style that matches the LMG and how hard it hits. So I highly recommend the 7.62. It's absolutely insane, very accurate, and hits just as hard as the RPK with actually a little bit faster fire rate. So we're gonna go with the Talon 5 muzzle here with a tuning of -0.68 on the aim down sight speed and a +4.8 on the bullet velocity. Then we're gonna go with the Cast 10 barrel tuned to a +3.7 recoil steadiness and a +3.2 on damage range. And then the lock grip precision underbarrel, we're gonna tune that to a +3.1 on hip recoil control and then a -3.2 on the aim down sight speed. We're gonna stick with the 40 round mag here. And then we're going to go with the aim OPV4 optic, -2, about a -2 on the aim down sight speed, get it as close as you can. And then I like to, of course, max out the far. For our fifth long range meta build, I actually go with the TAC 56 here. The TAC 56, as far as TTK goes, it's a lot slower than others, but way more accurate in my opinion. So you're looking at about a 768 millisecond TTK when it comes to the 50-meter mark. But again, it's very, very accurate. We're going to go with the Harbinger D20 muzzle. We're going to tune that to a +4.5 on the recoil smoothness and a +1 on the bullet velocity. And then a 17.5-inch Tundra Pro barrel here, and that's going to tune to a +40 on the recoil steadiness and a +2.3 on damage range. And then we're going to go with the high velocity ammo with a +4.1 on damage range and a +7.26 on bullet velocity. And then of course the 60 round mag, but still this thing is an absolute beam. I actually really love the iron sight here. For our final long range metal build, we're going to go with the TAC V. Not surprising. And actually at the 50-meter mark for the TAC V, it actually is like really mid when it comes to the TTK. But when you go over and everything else before that at the 45 to 0-meter mark, nothing beats it when it comes to long range. So it's an absolute shredder. I wish they would make snipers one shot, since this is honestly a 3-shot TAC V build, a battle rifle build. They make the battle rifles a 3-shot and then the sniper rifles a 2-shot, I guess, but maybe 2-shot. Honestly, it's probably 3, but I need a 1-shot sniper, please. I should be adding snipers to the fastest TTK builds, but they're not the fastest TTK strictly because of that reason. All right, so for the TAC V, we're going to go with the Lockshot KT85 muzzle, and then we're going to tune that to a -2.8 on the aim down sight speed and a +2.4 on gun kick control. Then we're going to go with the Lock Grip Precision 40 underbarrel. Tune that, don't worry about the left side, then go with the -0.15 aim down sight speed. And then we go with the high velocity ammo tuned to a +2.3 on damage range and a +3.19 on bullet velocity. I like the 50 round drum here, and then of course the OP V4 optic, and tune that to a -1.35 on the left side and max out here on the bottom to the far side. Now let's get into all the close range meta options that you can use to pair with any of the ones we just mentioned. First up, we're going to have the Chimera. Now, this is the best close range build that you can use. This is the best close range weapon that you can use, and it's not an SMG, it is an AR. I get that. So you might have to run double AR, but with the way this backpack system works now, you can carry as much ammo as you want when it comes to AR. So honestly, it's worth it. This thing is an absolute beam, and the TTK is insane on it. You're looking at at 15 meters. Honestly, if you go over 20 meters here, nothing else touches the Chimera, and it's really accurate over 20 meters anyway. So if you're looking for something like an SMG style build that you can even use over like 20 to 30 meters, this is going to be it. So if you did want to run a sniper or something like that, this is 100% your go-to. And honestly, you can run this with like the RPK or the Seiken like we talked about. It's very, very good. So with this Chimera, you're going to run the Leveler 55 muzzle. You're going to tune this to a -0.54 on the aim down sight speed and a +1.7 on the gun kick control. And then we're going to go with the Phoenix barrel. We're going to tune that to a +1.5 on recoil steadiness and a -1.7 on the aim down sight speed. Then we're going to go with the 7 milliwatt laser here. Absolutely recommend. You're going to go with a 45 round mag and then the Cronin Mini Pro optic. Now, if you don't want to go with the optic, go with like a phase 3 grip here, or maybe even a rear grip. Go with the D37 grip or something that controls the recoil even more. But the Cronin Mini Pro here with the optic is so clear and so nice. So we're going to tune that, max out the far on the bottom here, and go with the -9.7 on the aim down sight speed. For our next close range meta build, it's no surprise. Honestly, I thought that nothing really beat the 7.4U right now, but the Chimera obviously does. But still, the 7.4U is very, very good when it comes to that. So if it makes you more comfortable, run it. Now, 15 meters, the 7.4U does almost match the Chimera, but it's a little slower when it comes to the TTK, and it's at a 5.52 millisecond TTK, where the Chimera was at a 5.25 millisecond. Now for the 7.4U, you want to go with the Komodo heavy muzzle. This is a +2.6 on recoil stabilization and a -2.3 on aiming idle stability. And then I like the phase 3 grip here. We're going to go with a +4.4 on the recoil stabilization and a -2.5 on the aim walking speed. And then we're got the high velocity ammo. Now we're honestly, I'm going to put the damage range at about a 0.52 here, around that area. And then bullet velocity, we're going to bump that up, and we're going to go with a 6.6. And we like that right there. And the 45 round mag, and again, Cronin Mini Pro optic here, absolutely love it. And if you want to take the sight off, run like the Oil V laser here, really help you out. But I like the Cronin Mini Pro, -0.87 on the aim down sight speed and a max out on the far. So for our next close range meta weapon, it's going to be the MP7 or the Vel 46. Now, the TTK is pretty slow on this build at about 15 meters, but anything closer than this, it really shoots really fast, and it's very controllable when it comes to recoil. And so for that, we're going to go with the Bruin pendulum muzzle here. We're going to tune that to a -2.1 on the aim down sight speed and a +2.5 on the gun kick control. And then we got the 7mW laser here, and then we're going with the RXT stock, and with a -2.84 on the aim down sight speed and a +0.23 on the aiming idle stability. And then we got the Schlager soldier grip rear grip here, and we'll go with the -0.39 on the aim down sight speed and a -0.17 on the sprint to fire speed. And then of course we're going to go with the 60 round mag, and this is going to be the biggest magged SMG or close range meta that you're going to have, so which is why I think it's a little bit underrated, because you get more downs than you would with like a Finnick or something like that. For our next close range meta build, we're going to go with the Finnick. Of course, the Finnick is absolutely insane, and with this Finnick you're going to have about a 605 millisecond TTK, which is pretty good, but again it's mid when it comes to like the Chimera and the Kastov 7.4U. So keep that in mind. It's very, don't get me wrong, 605 is good, so it shoots really fast. So but for this Finnick, we're going to go with the X10 RR40 muzzle. We're going to tune it to a -7.7 on the aim down sight speed and a +7.7 on the bullet velocity. For the underbarrel, we're going to go with the Sharkfin 90, and we're going to go with a +3.1 on the recoil stabilization and a +2.5 on aiming idle stability. And then we'll get the 7mW laser, the 45 round mag, and then the Finnick rubber rear grip here, going with the +6.1 on recoil steadiness and a -2.2 on sprint to fire speed. For our fifth close range meta build, we're going to go with the Vaznev 9K. Now for the Vaznev 9K, you're looking at about a 693 millisecond TTK at about 15 meters. Again, anything before that is really nice. And for this, you're going to want to run the Cast 1 barrel. We're going to tune that to a -40 aim walking speed and a -3.5 on the aim down sight speed. We're going to go with the OLV laser here, the Ultrazat stock. We're going to tune that to a -3.1 on the aim down sight speed and a -2.09 on the aim walking speed. We're going to True Tack rear grip here with a -7.4 on the aim down sight speed and a -3.9 on the sprint to fire. And then I like the 45 round mag here. You're going to need it, honestly. For our final close range meta build, you got to go with the MP5 or the Lockman sub. The Lockman sub is so much fun to use. It hits really hard. Lockman sub is, you're sitting at about a 675 millisecond TTK at about 15 meters, which beats the Vel, the Vaznev. It beats, doesn't quite beat the Finnick at that range, but it's a lot easier to control. And it's just above the Kastov 7.4U at 552 milliseconds, and the Chimera, of course, at 525 milliseconds at about 15 meters. So for this MP5, you're going to go with the Lockman pulsar barrel, tune that to a +2.6 on recoil steadiness, and max out the aim down sight speed. And then with a lock grip precision 40 underbarrel with a -6.5 hip walking speed and an aim down sight speed of -0.30. And then we got the 7mW laser here, the Lockman TCG10 rear grip with a -2.3 on the aim down sight speed and a +2.5 on the aiming idle stability, and then the 50 round drum. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you're screenshotting these loadouts or anything like that, make sure to hit that subscribe button down there or down here. And if you want to watch more videos like these, I've got a video up there waiting for you. And as always, good luck. Stay frosty. We'll see you in the next one.